Welcome back, everybody. It's another HBCU Overdrive. I'm your boy, Doc Holiday. And if you haven't done it by now, please like, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get everything that you need from me, HBCU Overdrive. And we're about to get into it for today. Bust that ticker out right there. All right. So, as always, you know what we do. We do announcements like I'm in church. Amen. Amen. So, again, as I've been stating before, I am going to be at the first three games for Texas Southern here in Prairie View, in Denton, and in Arlington for the first 3 weeks of the season. I'm also going to be making my road trip into Jackson State when they play Campbell for homecoming. That will be October 23rd. And then I also will be at Texas Southern when they play Jackson State November the 5th. I'm also going to put on the game November 19th. Tennessee State will be coming to East Texas to play Texas A&M Commerce. So I will be at that game. I will cover Big Blue like you've never seen it before. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do as far as for those games. So it's not like tailgating, but I want to get involved with doing all this stuff, bringing in the content and bringing it to you. Also, starting of the football season, I will be doing a big dog status of big dog of the week. And the big dog of the week is basically will be player of the game from each school and each conference. So I will be doing a lot more football watching when the season comes about. So we have a little bit over 3 weeks left for football season to start. I can't wait. I know you can't wait. So, man, let's get all up in arms. Let's get happy for it because we're gonna be watching that gridiron. We're gonna watch that football. We're gonna be watching these players on the gridiron, and we're gonna be interactive and involved with the game. But those are my announcements for today. And as you already know, let me take that off. You already know it's Hump Day. It's Hump Day, okay? It's my Hump Day Digest, and I want to kind of get into what's going on for today with Hump Day. So what we're going to start off with is finally, Grambling. Turn that off. Grambling has a new volleyball coach. All right. The new volleyball coach, she hails from North Carolina Central, where she was a player and an assistant coach. So she spent 8 years at North Carolina Central as a player and as an assistant coach. Her name is Paige Phillips. She comes with a wealth of knowledge as with the game and also as being in leadership. So let me go and spit her background for you, okay? So, like I said, she spent 4 years as North Carolina Central's assistant head coach. So she got that job in 2018. She spent from 2018 up until now as being the assistant head coach for the volleyball team for North Carolina Central. She also was a all-conference star player at North Carolina Central in volleyball. She is 4th school all-time in career assists with 1,896 career assists. Now, let you know, she does not just have athleticism, but she has brains too. Okay, so let me just run this down. This lady has her bachelor's of science in biology, and also she has a master's in biomedical sciences. So this lets you know that she is a smart woman. All right, she is a smart woman. So let me get a take of my pros and cons about her being the head coach for Grambling. So my pros is like I said before, she comes with a wealth of knowledge with the game because she played her 4 years at North Carolina Central. She also was the assistant head coach with the program. So she has the capability of teaching the game to up and coming players that want to be helped when they actually, come to her like, hey, coach, what do I need to do with this dig? How do I volley this ball over here? Do I need to spike it? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? She's going to come in with the answers for the players that I think that nobody never gave to them. Um, so that's few of the pros that that I have right there. The cons is she's unproven. So we don't know what she will do with she becomes when she's the head coach for the team. So we don't know how her strategy is, what her breakdown, what her techniques are when it comes to coaching. Yes, she was an assistant head coach, but she hasn't been in this capacity as being a head coach. Now, as a head coach, she is going to be in charge of the recruiting, and she's going to be in charge of everything that comes with the volleyball program. And the other thing I'm worried about is, will the players trust her? Because you have to understand, Grambling has been going through turmoil for the last couple of months with Coach Chelsea Lucas being fired from an internal investigation with Grambling. So we don't know if some of these players are going to stick around, or are they going to go and say, hey, I'm not going to play for this coach because I'm loyal to Coach Lucas. She brought me here. I'm going to go try to play for play somewhere else and get my shine on. But the main thing about this is to make sure that she gets the trust of the players, that the players buy into her program to where they will succeed in the volleyball world, as so to say. Okay, so excuse me. So when she was at North Carolina Central as an assistant head coach, she helped that program achieve more wins in the program's history than they had before. She also helped the program they reached 9 wins in conference play, which was more than what they had before. So each time, each season, it rolled around while she was in the leadership as a assistant head coach, the program exceeded expectations every year, every season while she was there. So I'm looking at it as a big plus. Now, the only thing I have a problem with is Dr. Travion Scott. You are the AD Grambling. All right. I commend you on this hire, like we all commended you on the hire of Hugh Jackson for the football program. But what I'm not about to give props to you is hiring this lady a week or two before the season starts. It's detrimental to these kids now that you waited so late to try to find somebody to come in to try to run the volleyball program and try to get them back up. Now, this is somewhat a mess that, yes, Coach Lucas created, but this is also a mess that you, as the AD, created because you gave Coach Lucas full autonomy to cut the scholarships when she got hired on at Grambling earlier this year. Then you turned your back on her and said, I didn't give her no such thing. That's a weak move. That is a weak move. Okay. And this is my opinion. This is my opinion. Okay. So when you did the hire, great. That was a good hire. That was a good hire for the volleyball program. The bad thing is you waited a week before the season starts. Now Coach Phillips has to go scramble to make sure that she still has a team and make sure that she still has the scholarships to give to these players for the said team in order for y'all to compete. Will it be rough this first season? Yes, I will see that. It will be a rough year for them because you're doing everything on short notice. But in the long run, I feel like Grambling is going to flourish with the new coach in the volleyball program. That is just my 2 cents. So I can commend you for the hiring of Coach Phillips, but I'm gonna get on you because you waited too late to hire this person, and then the season is basically a week around the corner. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and shift to something that I've been reading and we've been talking about for the last day or so. And remove this. Go ahead and share my screen. Yep, we already know. All right. Boom. And so, as you see down below, you see what it says. You see what it reads. Tennessee State wants to smoke. So, Big Blue has been in talks with North Dakota State on doing a home and home series for the years 2024 and 2025. So, if this goes through, all right, if this goes through, Big Blue will be going up to Fargo to play North Dakota State the first year. And then the second year, the Bison will be coming down south to Nashville to play Big Blue in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. Now, what this does, I'm going to take that off. So what this does right here, it says that Eddie George wants that smoke. And the only way he sees that the program is going to be successful is to play the top dog. And the top dog in FCS is North Dakota State. And the way I see it, kudos to him. You have to understand, everybody needs to understand how Eddie George thinks. What Eddie George is. Eddie George is a Philly born dude, right? North Philly to be exact. Played running back. Everybody knows he played running back Ohio State. Then went to the NFL, played for the Tennessee Titans and the Cowboys. Everybody knows Eddie George was a hard nosed running back. Didn't take no plays off. Stick his head down. Get you 3, 4, 5 yards. Bust one up the middle. Bust one to the side. He had size and speed when he played in the NFL. And the way that he is getting his program up, he is putting it in somewhat of the same image that he had of him when he was at Ohio State. Now, I'm not going to say if he was at Tennessee when he was with the Titans, but he's building his team like it was at Ohio State. Straight hard-nosed running, get your blockers, the offensive line, get nitty-gritty with it, and have core receivers on the outside, tight end. Eddie George is old school, even though he's young. Eddie George is, straight up old school. Everybody know. And for them to make the schedule like this, to even talk to North Dakota State, to play them in a home and home, he wants all the smoke. He wants all the smoke with nothing to lose. Because what this is going to do is this is going to help Big Blue, but it's also going to help the Ohio Valley Conference when it comes down to picking teams to go to the FCS playoffs. All right. I looked at their schedule last year, and I looked at the teams that they played last year. They started out 1-3. They went on a 4-game winning streak, and then they lost the last 3 games of the season by an average of 25 points. One of the teams that they played last season, they played them twice. They beat them the first time. Then the second time around, they came back. It got destroyed. So the way Eddie George is doing his recruiting and how he's recruiting, he's trying to get his program to the mirror image of Ohio State. They have a star running back in Devon Starling. That I've seen him play. That kid is great. I've seen Devon Starling play. They have a good, capable quarterback. In fact, I think one of the quarterback they have, the new quarterback they got now, he transferred in from Austin Peay. Same team that they played twice last year. So they don't have to worry about playing Austin Peay next year because I think Austin Peay moved to a new conference. They don't have to worry about Jacksonville State. They have Lindenwood coming in that's making a transition from Division II to FCS. The only team that they have to worry about in the conference is Tennessee Martin. And Tennessee Martin is a top 15 team right now, preseason-wise. So, like, as far as for this season goes, their first 3 games are some tough games that they got to play, okay? So, I know the second game is Jackson State. That's the Southern Heritage Classic. The third game is Third game is against Middle Tennessee State, which is number 20 miles from Nashville. So that's pretty much almost like a home game for them if you really think about it. And let me check see I had it before. Okay. So the first game that they play this season, they go to Eastern Washington. And I feel if they play hard nosed defense, keep the Eagles off the field offensively, they will be able to pull off a victory in that game, and then they will have the clout because they beat an out of conference opponent. Um, Now Jackson State is going to be different because I see them playing hard, but they're going to lose in the second half. If you watched the game last season, when they played Jackson State in the SHC, they started off flat, and then they tried to pick it up in the second half. But after that time, the game was already over. The game was out of hand. It was already over. So their fourth game is against Lane College, which is pretty much almost another game near home, which is in Jackson, Tennessee. So that is a D2 school that they'll be playing. I will see them doing the win right there. Fourth game is Bethune-Cookman. Don't know how Bethune going to be for the season, but I feel like they'll play them hard. So if you're looking at this schedule, if you're looking at the first 5 games of the season, they could be 2 and 3. Then they get into conference play. So they play Tennessee Tech, Eastern Illinois, Murray State, SEMO, which is Southeast Missouri, UT Martin, and then our last game is against Texas A&M Commerce, which A&M Commerce is coming off from being a Division II school that's going to the FCS. So A&M Commerce will be in the Old Southland Conference. I'm looking at it to where if they don't run out of steam, they can be like a 7-4 team, which maybe will qualify them to be in the playoff, will be probably the second runner up from the conference to go to the playoffs. If I don't take that from me, but I would ask my guy from the Blue Bloods what the criteria would be for Tennessee State to even make it to the FCS playoffs. But to get back to them trying to schedule North Dakota State, like I said, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna test their mettle because North Dakota State is 10-time national champs, and they want to be able to beat these guys. He wants to beat these guys on the field. He's not afraid of the big bad wolf, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I pretty much like what he's, like I said, I pretty much like what Eddie George is doing, man. You can't take that away from him. So big ups to him. Big ups to Eddie George. So, and that's pretty much going to be it for today's show. I do have some other things going on. Like I said, that's going on for the show. And I want to give my shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody in YouTube, where I give shout out to all my subscribers. Comment what you liked about the show. Comment what you'd like to see more in the show. Comment like what we talked about in the show today. I will be much appreciated, and I will be able to bring my foresight and communicate back to y'all how I feel about all the stuff what we can do, what we can't do, etc. Excuse me. And always, I give shout out to my wife because without her, I won't be doing this. She is the backbone of everything I do. She is the executive producer of the show. So she does a lot for the show, and I love her to death. Everybody knows that. I love my wife to death. To my kids, I get to evict my kids out tomorrow because they go back to school tomorrow. Yes, my grocery bill is going to be low as hell. Thank you, Jesus. But shout out to my kids. Also, I'm gonna give a special shout out to my guy, Mr. Stephen Campbell, Mr. Campbell, aka Bishop Campbell. Um, had a good talk last night about certain things he like about the shows that I do, certain things I can improve on for my show, things I need to stop doing in my show. But that's one thing. It was a good conversation we had, and I'm appreciate more having more conversations with him because this guy know what he's talking about. He, what I'm saying, he's eloquent, and when he speaks, especially when he's on the show with Scotty, when he calling in, he speaks so eloquent and he speaks fluidly, and he has a diction where it is like flowing water. That's what I say. Um, but he is a good dude. He's helping me out because he wants to see me succeed doing this show, making my podcast, making this channel flourish. Uh, also, shout out to Blue Bloods. I hit him up yesterday talking about doing a roundtable for this week. He said he'll get back with me. So, but I shot out all those people right there because they mean so much to me as far as right now doing this show. And you, as the subscribers, the subscribers, y'all give me the energy to do this. And I'll say, hey, you show this show to your friends, tell them to subscribe. Okay? Tell them to look, subscribe, comment, because I want to interact with y'all. Y'all interact with me when y'all comment. I want to interact with y'all. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a great thing. So, again, this your boy Doc Holiday with another HBCU Overdrive Hump Day edition. And as always, peace.